You know, as I go back to the default palette for the moment, if you don't see any of the graphical changes that I've made because I don't hit a character on quick play randomization, then I guess we'll just keep going. Because I slowly am basically changing each character. So for timestamp's sake, as we get into At the World of Horror, all perks random item Ayaka, as I slowly change the graphics for characters, you're eventually going to see it because I'll just hit every character. So yeah, and as you see here, the difference here is now we have 10% extra accuracy. That's not a game changer, but I promise when we get to speed, you'll see the difference. So, off we go. Ayaka, by the way. Ayaka is this just regular At the World of Horror, so we don't have Ayaka perks, so it might get a little dicey, barring a double flashbacks in which I just do a backflip onto the furniture behind me, and I become sad. Second mystery, knowledge, a light, charisma. Second encounter and maybe dexterity. And then I shuffled all of my custom mysteries. So basically rotating them out so that you'll eventually see you'll see a line of mysteries and you won't see the same one in the next rotation, so to say. I don't know if that made much sense, but we're gonna go with it. So without further ado, Ward Botanist Tongue Story and Scissors. This might be an intensive run. All perks Ayaka. Only I would really get randomized. All perks Ayaka over and over and over again. I don't think it's actually that many times, but boy does it feel that way. So, we can take Ward fourth, I guess. Fourth, yeah. Story is in town, Tongue is in town, and Scissors. Normally, I would take scissors here first, because if we're on timeline, if we get timeline B scissors, that would allow me to get, or timeline A. I'm going crazy. Timeline A scissors. We get a better weapon for Ayaka here. Unfortunately, because of how this series works, we have to stick with the Katana. Also, note that the randomized item changes, stat changes, made this a slower Katana, and I think it increased my chance to hit. But yeah, until we get bonus damage, we can't really make use of it. Do I want to change then? Because I was going to take the harder, quote-unquote, harder mysteries first, quote me, which would be Tongue Story. Now I just want to do Botanist to hold off on time. There's my first flashbacks, by the way. We have to toss it. If we don't, sadness happens. Actually, we're Ayaka. We can do that. Branded isn't great either, but we get another stack of flashbacks, we're dead, as opposed to getting 3 stacks of Branded. I don't think they stack, so yeah, we'll History Club just to see if we can get anything. You know what? An Adrenaline would be much appreciated. So, off we go. We'll prepare just to open up funds, but if we happen to slap a ghost, then so be it, because this Katana will also bonus damage a ghost, if we ever even get that much. So, I'm shrugging in real life, as I say. We're going to take a bit of a gamble with the History Club use. So, although Adrenaline is a very, very good perk. So I have stories. I feel like that took me to the village at some point. Or, sorry, the mansion at some point. I have to think now, that way I know what to do later on. War, so we have hospital, school, investigations. I don't remember where Tongue takes me. I think Tongue takes me into the apartment in downtown mainly. So really, I guess we switch to the forest. And if I'm wrong, so be it. An extra bit of doom here and there shouldn't kill me. But I'm me, so I mean, you never know what's going to happen, right? Anyway, moving on. Finally, getting into our investigations proper. That being said, all of this is, yeah, Ayaka stats are really, really not great, but not much I can do at the moment. So I'm holding off on, so you might notice that I didn't get the hospital pass right away. The reason I'm doing that this time is because I want to hold off and see if I get more funds before I dip into the illegal den. I would normally dip into the illegal den first when I don't have a weapon, because then I get to do a soft reroll on weapons. I might as well explain. So if I don't have a weapon, I can pop and get, say, the hospital pass if I don't see a weapon I want. If I do see a weapon I want, I buy the weapon and then I can go get the hospital pass, as opposed to when I have a weapon, yeah, usually I would just get a hospital pass anyway when I'm playing someone like Moriko, Mimi, but shrug. So, we're just going to do this. Adrenaline does help out here. We were able to fit this attack with an attack boost even because of Adrenaline. If we did not have Adrenaline, we probably wouldn't even be able to fit that attack. So, now that's a lot of Katana experience. Unfortunately, I took a lot of stamina damage as well. 39. So in about 3 enemy encounters, I should level up this Katana. And again, all that I get so far is damage. If I wanted to make it more immersive and fun, I would add other stuff to the Katana's level up system, like maybe it gives you stats here and there, but I felt that was too strong for me, so shrug. Basically, if I were to release this Timeworn Katana, and you wanted to make I wanted to make a challenge mode, I would only have it increase damage, as opposed to increasing and doing other stuff, whether it's increasing stats or a whole other mechanic. Yeah. End of sentence. We're in this forest for a long time, by the way. 40% Doom moving into our next mystery, or close enough 40% Doom, because we're leaving Shiro-san behind. But, yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. Now, that being said, Ayaka, yeah, all perks Ayaka, I don't have good memories with that. You can make a lot of the perks work. Usually, you're not going to be so unlucky as to get a perk you can't use as Ayaka. Nice time skip, by the way. So, again, while is it nice to get Blood Mania, Eldritch Possession, and Doom Effigy? Yes, but that's not the... You can do fine without them. You're a lot better with them, though. So, yeah, tongue into story, right? Yeah, tongue into story. Story is by far the harder one, I feel. Double branded. Maybe if they do proc separately, then theoretically speaking, branded does... it doesn't stack, but it's harmful to have a lot more branded. That being said, time to monument once. Did ask for funds. We'll trade off reason if that happens, because this boss the boss in tongue, or the big enemy encounter in tongue, does stamina damage, and lo and behold, immediate out of funds. Oh man, I can't do this to myself. Note that again, if I lose this run, I have to start all the way back at the beginning. So I could be here until Halloween 2026 in real life. I wouldn't put that past me. I think that's happened at least twice in the past 6 years that World of Horror has been available. More if it's been longer. Also, I would like that meat cleaver because we can at least throw it. We also want to keep that lump of flesh because we want to eat it. So, yeah, now let's hope the tongue doesn't do all damage or I just collapse in the next investigation. We have a throw to flame, but we need to use this katana to get bonus damage. Now, I said that knowing that I was going to throw some weapons here, but still, the point is that pain happens. Yeah, pain might happen, so... Yeah, we're just going to gamble here. We should hit one of these. If we hit none of these, I was going to be really, really sad. Otherwise, prep attack, and away we go. Adrenaline. This is because of adrenaline, by the way. Yeah. So if we don't need to throw an item, sure. But if we do need to throw an item, then fine. And that's better than a Thotu Flame, because then we're not increasing Doom by 2 and losing 1 all. So really throwing items is more an emergency action. So if we can do this... It would have been great to keep the broken box cutter, because 1 damage is literally all I'm missing here. But alternatively, I could gamble. 35%, never mind. I could do prep strong and then desperate, but let's just add an attack just to feel cool. 4 stamina isn't great, but considering this is pretty much the boss, yeah, I don't mind taking 4 stamina damage. Now, you can't take that every encounter. That's why I specifically said for boss encounters, or very critical encounters, whether you know you're going to run into something, or predict you're going to run into an enemy like the Dream Eater in the forest that for some reason has you're fighting on your last mystery, or other stuff. I did not bring the empty bottle. Now I'm sad. But we'll make do with the lump of flesh for now. Do we have an ally? I feel like we had an ally. We don't have an ally. I just have nothing. Second sight, because we have a lot of eldritch enemies to fight. And off we go. So, definitely take story. These are all forced encounters, by the way. Story is one of the few custom mysteries I just embrace into my memories because of all the encounters I have to run through. So, and most of them are like all damage. I think only one of them is like reason. So, shrug, right? Now, the good news is that we get to desperate struggle a lot. That's pretty much the only good news. So, yeah, because if you notice... Any pretty much base World of Horror custom content design advice is that, yeah, we're just going to play it safe here. Yeah, is that if an enemy has about 20-30 power, that's kind of the threshold. 20 power is doable, but still a little... I mean, it's the average. Or fair enough to give you a challenge without going too far. And then, like, 25-30 power is you've crossed the line. I feel, in my opinion, that's obviously my opinion, and it depends on the situation you're in. Old god backstory combinations, character you're playing, how the character situation in which you're playing. Because an Ayaka with immediate Blood Mania and 6 curses does a lot better than an Ayaka that decides to try and level up into Blood Mania, and then they immediately run into like the Rumu Ghost in Kathak. So yeah. So unfortunately, I just realized that we are missing a thing. So, do I gamble here? 50-50 coin flip? Actually, I have an option select here. Yeah, I have a handcuff option select, so we're gonna option select this. And yeah. That wasn't even that was a 66-ish%. It was 65, but bear with me. It was close, it doesn't matter. Because we don't see the rolls, hey, but let's forget a Thotu Flame. I was playing a bit too loose with my reason. Actually, we have 57% Doom. But we're gonna run into a ghost enemy, so you know what? I'm gonna Witch Tree instead. Look for a spell randomly, panicked. That's not great, and immediately got back a Thotu Flame. Oh my goodness! All right, fine. We rest. We have no other alternative. We are going to die if we don't. So yeah, and I think we need like 4+ reason for this encounter. Let's find out. Yeah, -2 all. Everything does -2 all. Now, at this point, you might be asking, well, Jordan, why do you keep playing with story if it just seems like you're complaining, especially complaining, about all the encounters you fight? It's because it's one of the few, if not one of the only 1 or 2 mysteries that exist as a custom mystery at the moment that pretty much puts you through the ringer. So, and again, there are more than a few characters. I'm going to repeat that again. There are more than a few characters who actually like fighting over and over and over again. Why did this event spawn? That's weird. I'm just going to say 3 again. And that's going to go there. Oh! It's because I did not basically lock it out. Because I think I put apartments as a thing. I'm going to load it up while I am looking at a thing here. Yeah, so I put the location as apartment. You can basically code Ito files in a way that they shouldn't proc like that. But shrug, right? Anywho, that's a bug. So be it. Can I get out? I forgot to level up. I can level up now and take reason. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because I don't feel like we get out. Period. And 30 power means I'm definitely not 100% accuracy. I'm not even 80 or 70% accuracy. So, I think I'm just taking this in the face. I can throw things if I so choose. I also forgot that I could be using the Onyx Medallion, but what am I really going to do here? Oh, that's right. Panic is also hurting me. But do those actually save Onyx Medallion? Oh, well, I want to get rid of Branded. 70% Doom moving into our 4th mystery is not great. Now, that being said, can we do anything else? Can I strong here? No. Do I dare to gamble again? 75% back-ended RNG time. So a Thotu Flame, and if I die by the Thotu Flame, I die by the Thotu Flame. Now, I took 2 Doom for that, but my HP is low as well. Our Stamina and Reason are low, so Ayaka is in a lot of pain. Now, note that if we had Blood Mania, I think we'd be a lot better this run. Yeah, I feel very confident in saying that. Yeah, I mean, that's not really much else to say. I never got the thingamajiggy, I just realized, because I was too focused on fighting things over and over and over. I think I just end up dying here because of that. Well, off we go. Mind Wipe, Brain Damage. That's a combination. So, I don't have much recourse. Yeah, I really should have gotten the thingamajiggy, but Star Electricity, we are on timeline A, so off we go. Did we hit level 2, by the way? I wasn't looking at the thing. We're nearly at level 2. Also, I rolled the bullets. Oh, so something I wanted to talk about is that yeah, I did not do good coding practice when I made this second katana here. So the reason I say that, and I didn't show you the code, but if I showed you the code, basically they're using the same variables as the other Timeworn katana. You should not do that, because even though the intent here is that you're only going to get one kind of Timeworn katana in a run, you never know, right? Basically, you never know. That's all I'm trying to get at here. And so, really, for those who don't know coding, if you have 2 things in Roll of Horror, we'll just say, using the same variables, they will affect each other because it feels like they're more linked, or it'll act as if they're linked. So if I have a Cho Katana here that has 30 experience, and I for some reason got another Timeworn Katana that's just regular, it'll also have 30 experience. That's what I mean by the variables. I did not change the variables, which is not good. Now that being said, I could argue the same if I make a copy of the Katana Cho, the Cho Katana, but at that point, again, there really shouldn't be the Band-Aid. Well, it's not really a Band-Aid fix. It is a design choice. The fact that you're only getting one of these should prevent a player from basically seeing that bug. That's all I'm trying to say. So, yeah, I just realized, I think with the 8 investigations on top of the 5 Doom, so effectively we're at 91% Doom right now. Which is not good. So, yeah, I think we need to go for attack strong here. Yeah, we just need to go all out. I don't think even throwing the wooden bat would help me, but let's find out. Okay, good. We did hit that. So, yeah, it was 17 HP. I would have been off by 1 HP if I hit the strong and threw the bat. And then it should be self-evident what happens if I hit the normal attack and throw the bat, because that wouldn't... If that's not more than the strong into throwing an item, then so be it. Now, that being said, Scissor Woman here is also going to hurt me, so... Can I do 2 strong attacks is my question. No. Do I have a second level up? I can't tell, actually. If I do, I think I can do this. Attack strong. Now, they're not guaranteed, but... I don't know if I have anything else I can do. Yeah, because minus for all, even if I brace, I take 2 reason. Go for a dodge, question mark? I think I have to. If I do hit this dodge, though, I think I'm out. Let's find out. So, this might be the end of the video. Ah!